Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare
श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद श्रील प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा बंदो मोए सावधान माते बंद मोए सावधान माते जहर प्रसादे बाय हे भवतोरी जय जहर प्रसादे बाय भवतोरी कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जाते कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जाते गुरु मुख पद्मा चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति जय प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा जय जय प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से ही चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से ही दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जावते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जावते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेद गाय जार चरित वेद गाय जार चरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवन लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवन आहा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया आहा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया हे बेगाय गुशुक त्रिभुवन श्री प्रभुपाद पतित पावन आहा प्रभु करो सुख त्रिभुवन श्रीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावन लीला जय प्रभुपद 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 श्रीला प्रभुपद प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद श्रील प्रभुपाद की नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति-वेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, बोलिए बोलिए, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, boliye boliye, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. सभी लोग गाइए। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राघव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीर वन छा बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गौर निताय जय गौर निताय जय गौर निताय जय जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपदा जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपदा हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल और प्रेमानंदी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 10, Chapter 18. Lord Brahma slays the demon Pralambasura. Text 21, 20 and 21. So we will recite 21 and then read the translation of 20, etc. Acherurvividha krida Acherurvividha krida Vahya vahakalakshana Yatra rohanti jetaro Vahanti cha parajita Acharerurvividha krida Vahya vahakalakshana Yatra rohanti jetaro Vahanti cha parajita Acharerurvividha krida Vahya vahakalakshana Yatra arohanti jetaro Vahanti cha parajita Acharurvividha krida Vahya vahakalakshana Yatra rohanti jetaro Vahanti cha parajita Acharerurvividha krida Vahya vahakalakshana Yatra rohanti jetaro Vahanti cha parajita Acharurvividha krida Vahya vahakalakshana Yatra rohanti jetaro Vahanti cha parajita Acharurvividha krida Vahya vahakalakshana Yatra rohanti jetaro Vahanti cha parajita. Mataji's Acharerurvividha krida Vahya vahakalakshana Yatra rohanti jetaro Vahanti cha parajita Acharerurvividha krida Vahya vahakalakshana Yatra rohanti jetaro Vahanti cha Achareru. They perform vividha, various krida, sports, vaya, by the carried, Vahaka, the carrier. Lakshanaha, characterized. Yatra, in which. Arohanti, climb. Jitara, the winners. Vahanti, carry. Cha, and. Parajitaha, the defeated. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation of text 20. The cowherd boys chose Krishna and Balarama as the leaders of the two parties. Some of the boys were on Krishna's side and others joined Balarama. And the translation of text 21. Please repeat. The boys played various games involving carriers and passengers. In these games, the winners would climb upon the backs of the losers, who would have to carry them. Purport. Srila Sanatana Goswami quotes the following relevant verse from Vishnu Purana 5.9.12. Harina Kiranam Nama Bala Kridangakam Tata Parikirta Histe Sarve Dvo Dvo Yugapadutpaman Utpatan. They then played the childhood games known as Harina Kridanam, in which each boy paired off with an opponent, and all the boys simultaneously attacked their respective rivals. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So, this is the 10th canto, and we are every day reading about various pastimes of Lord Krishna, His Leelas, His killing of various demons, and amazing pastimes. And some of them, like the first demon killed by Krishna was, first demon, Putana. And then second demon, Tranavrata. Then Krishna showed universal form to Mother Yashoda. Then Yashoda binds later on Krishna for breaking the pot of yogurt. Then Krishna brought down the Yamalajuna trees. They were liberated. Then Krishna killed another big demon, open big mouth, named Aghasura. Then Brahma stole the cowherd boys and cows. Then there's a Brahma Vimohan Leela. So Krishna is doing pastimes. And then, who was killed? The ass demon, Dhenukasura. And then, we read about recently, we finished chapter of Mardaning of, taming of demon Kaliya. Krishna danced on his hoods. And then now we are reading about Pralambasura. So these are the pastimes of Lord Krishna. And like yesterday, Chandrasekhar Prabhu mentioned about the plan of the Lord. Very important point. The plan, why Krishna descends. Many reasons of his coming to this material world. Any reason? Anyone suggest some reasons like why he comes? Yada yada hi. That's one good, right? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam sajamiham. I come again and again whenever there is decline in religious practices. Dharma sansthapanarthai. And he comes to paritranaya sadhunam. to deliver the pious devotees and annihilate the miscreants. What are other reasons could be there? Why Krishna comes again? He has a plan. Why he comes again and again? Couple of reasons I just mentioned. Any other reason anyone could mention? Establishing principles of religion, of course. Then Queen Kunti in text 1:835, she gave a very specific reason which is not covered yet by me or whatever generally we say Krishna comes for this and that. Of course, these leelas. Why these leelas? Why these pastimes? This is Krishna Katha. Why Krishna Katha is important? Krishna has to do nothing. Na tasya karyam karnam cha vidyate. Swabhaviki jnana bala kriya. Automatically things happen just by Krishna's thinking. He has to do nothing. Nothing has to be done. But still he comes and does his leelas. And these leelas, this katha of Krishna's pastimes are good for us. That's what Shanvatam Swakatha Krishna. By hearing Lord Krishna's pastimes, Punya Shravana Kirtana, we accumulated thousands and thousands of acts of piety. It's a great, and piety is also sometimes like a material piety, we open pyaus and dharmshalas, but this piety of hearing gives us liberation from this material world, and we go back to God. Shanvatam Swagatha Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana. We listen and we repeat or recite. Then what happens? The result of this hearing is sometimes we do not even know what is happening to me, what changes are coming to me. I have no clue, but others can tell. Others can see the change in us. What happens? Hirdanto isthohi abhadrani. Whatever nonsense, unwanted, inauspicious desires which we have accumulated from our thousands and thousands and millions of past lives, we get freed from all those because our past misdeeds, past karma, the result of that is, bad karma, the result of that is they comes back as a reaction of unwanted, inauspicious desires. Very difficult to get it off. Sometimes people pass a resolution at the New Year Eve that from tomorrow I will not drink anymore. They would fast for 3, 4, 5 days a week or 2 weeks or even a month, but then they come back, fall back to the same habit again. Why is that? No basis. No cleaning of the heart properly through the process of the chanting and hearing. That's why they fall back again to those habits. So Queen Kunti in 1:835 she says, Bhave asmin kleshamananam vidya karma karma bhi shravana smarana hari karishyam iti kechana. So she is saying, and yet others say, because she is not speculating, but she is trying to explain to us, maybe he came to give pleasure to the Yadus, another good reason. Or even these are one of the 6 questions asked by the sages to Suta Goswami. Why Krishna took birth in the womb of Devaki? He is unborn, still is taking birth. We cannot, he is antarbhahi avasthitam. Namaste purusham tvadyam ishvara prakrite param alakshya sarva bhutanam antarbhahi avasthitam. Queen Kunti is praying. You are sitting inside. outside as well. You are not visible to us, but you are the cause of all causes. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam, is cause of all causes. He is behind everything. Sutre Manigana Iva, like the pearls are a string in a thread. So he's the thread, he's the binding force. He's the cause of everything of this. And he has a plan. And what plan is? To deliver the pious, to annihilate the miscreants, and to give pleasure to the senses of the devotees. And by hearing those pastimes, we become purified. And Queen Kunti is specifically mentioning, because Prabhupada, when he said devotional service, bhajan kriya, bhaj dhatu is active in itself. It's an active principle. I cannot do bhajan sitting at one place. I must act. I must do some practical devotional service. Otherwise, simply chanting all day, not possible. At least for us conditioned souls. That's why the whole package of ISKCON, our package is rise 4 o'clock in the morning, attend Mangal Arati, chant your 16 rounds, attend Shrangar Arati, Prabhupada Guru Puja, then attend Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya, then attend the Bhagvatam class every day. Sometimes we tend to think, I'm busy today, hard to attend the Bhagvatam class. But I read a lot, I listen a lot, but it turns out that actually I'm not doing it. Because this is the time for Bhagavatam. I have dedicated my life at this time. Sometime phone comes, 6 o'clock. No, this is the prime show of my life, prime time of my life, like a prime TV show in the evening when people take dinner, 8 p.m. Prime show, prime news, prime time. Our prime time is 4 to 8. And then Bhagavatam, of course, and the Prasadam. Our prime time. Devotees' prime time is rise in the morning, chant Hare Krishna, finish your rounds right there. Rest of the rounds, like a 25 or some 9 rounds, can be done during the daytime. Those who do 25, of course, they do, maybe even more. So Queen Kunti is saying, and yet others say that you appeared for the sake of regenerating the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so on, in order that the conditioned souls suffering from material pangs might take advantage and gain liberation. Very powerful. When I read this long back, I was just like, in this one verse, the whole process of ISKCON is described. Devotional service of hearing. When we hear Shranvatam Swagatha, it's a devotional service. It's not a pious act, it's not something we do. Of course we get liberation. Liberation from birth and death. That's the byproduct. But the biggest product, the highest product is the highest product of highest goal or purpose or the outcome of the devotional service is Krishna Prem. That's our highest plan. That's our secret plan. Grahe thako, bane thako, sada hari bole da. Bhakti Thakur. You stay in Grasta, you stay in Vanprastha, you go to Sannyas, but the goal is to develop the love of Godhead. All my activities, all my jobs, family, children, need not to give them up. Neti neti is not what our acharyas denying, rebuking will not work. Engagement will work. Engagement of our family, engagement of our finance, engagement of our children, wife, job, everything. Recently we had 600 students all 18 years old, young boys and girls, of course. And they attended Discover Yourself DYS classes. 600 students came. Some stayed for one day, some stayed for second day also, some for third day also, and some stayed for fourth day also. And it turned out there were 140 serious students came out. And then we divided them into groups, taught them in different groups of 25 to 30 students in simultaneously in 5 rooms. Why we are doing this? Because we have to preach. We have to go out and do it. There are many devotees here. They try to find out, oh, here I can enter this way, that way, I can preach to this group or that group. Wherever you are maybe sitting in the train, plane, bus, immediately start, Jare dekho tare kaho, Krishna Upadesh, Amar Agya Guru Hoya, Taro Hi Desh. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing. Otherwise, if we do not do it, I may stay silent. I don't want to disturb anyone. They are enjoying nicely. Let them enjoy in ignorance. Let them have fun. I don't want to bother anyone. But no. We want to interject, intercept, interact with them. We don't want to leave them alone. Why? Because we are not fighters. We are giving mercy of Srila Prabhupada. When we intercept or interject, we don't want to create a bad impression. We want to create a nice impression. Dante nidhayatin kampadayor nipatya. I put a straw in my teeth. Dante nidhayatin kam, straw. Padayor nipatya. I fall down at your lotus feet. Kako shatam etad aham brahmimi. I fold my hand and bow down 100 times at your shatam, 100 times at your feet. He sadhva, oh learned man, sakal vihaya durat, whatever nonsense you have learned throughout your whole life, just give it up. And what do? We get them introduced with Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kartanuraga. Just do simple thing. Reach Krishna in his own way. Now, what we do in ISKCON, we are not concocting anything. We are not manufacturing anything. We are not talking about religion. We are talking about the characteristics, the duty, the feature of the Atma, soul. Jivere Swarup, Hari Nitya Krishna Das. We are eternally servant of God. Simply, we have to engage. We have to find out something. And we have to approach Krishna in the way he is asking us. Sometimes what happens, people are doing asanas, yogas, pranayams. These are good for body. They bring you to some sanity, some regulation. But that's not enough. It's like reaching to the airport and not taking any planes, just hanging on. Or one time I was in the elevator lift and I went inside and started looking at a phone call, somebody came and I got busy in that, and after a couple of minutes I thought, oh my God, I'm at the same floor because I did not push the button. So just by being in the elevator or the lift is not going to help. You have to push the button. Similarly, we have come to the temple. We have come to the chanting of the holy names of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare. But that's not enough. That's the beginning. That is the starting. And when we follow what Krishna has said, what Krishna has told me, yesterday I was talking to a professor. He said, I believe in that you do good to others, that's all. Everything will be, I will feel good, they will feel good, I will be okay, they will be okay. That's what I do. Very nice. That's not bad. That's a good idea. But that's not enough. That's not it. We have to go a step further. We have to bring the real good to them. And I told him that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, and the body of Vedic literature is so huge that the rooms and rooms can be filled by those books. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is Krishna himself, he summarized the whole body of Vedic literature in just 8 verses. And one of them is Cheto Darpan Marjanam. We have to clean our heart from inauspicious, unwanted desires. Unless we do it, we will be haunted back again and again. We have to control this mind. Not artificially, by closing my eyes, sitting in the meditation, but my mind is running everywhere. Vayuriva dushkaram. Even more difficult than controlling the wind. Mind is so, if it is controlled, if it is in proper engagement, then it's my best friend. Bandhureva, chapter 6 Bhagavad-Gita. And if it is not controlled, not in control, is my worst enemy. So that is what. So Queen Kunti, look at the Bhagavatam. Questions by the sages. How nice a start. These sages of name is Sharanya, 88,000 sages led by Shaunak Rishi. And they have been performing this fire sacrifice for the age of Kali. And they become almost black by the smoke of their fire sacrifice. And they were not able to ascertain what to do, what to recommend to the people of Kali Yuga. They were confused. And they were Suta Goswami. They approached him with all humility and asked, Maharaj, you were present when Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken by Shukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. You were there. Kindly, Kali, age of Kali is coming. People are manda, sumanda, matyo, manda bhagya, upadrita, always disturbed, less intelligent, less age, small age. They live, nowadays we are listening, 25 years or 30 years boys, they are getting heart problems, thyroid problems. Girls, they are having so many reproductive problems because of the pollution, because of, this is the age of Kali. Then they were worried about it and they asked questions. Why Krishna came in the womb of Devaki? What is the essence of the religious scriptures? Scheduled incarnation of Krishna. Then Suta Goswami began to answer. And in Canto 2, Divinity and Divine Service, Suta Goswami answered. Very powerful chapter. Canto 1, chapter 2. Very powerful. All those verses like a diamonds of 24 karat. Kohinoors. Every single verse. Even one verse could bring the whole philosophy in one. Like one time Srila Prabhupada was in Los Angeles. And in New Dwarka temple, he was meeting in the morning with many big professors of religion. And one of the professors asked Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, please tell us, summarize what is the purpose of religiosity, spirituality. Just in summary, 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences. Very simple. Prabhupada, when he was asked, just in very small couple of sentences, summarize everything, Prabhupada quoted the verse, Dharmasya hi apavargasya nartho arthayot kalpate. The purpose of religiosity, spirituality is apavargasya. Pavarga, Hindi, Sanskrit letters, there are more than 26. Pavarga, Tavarga, Chavarga, Cha Cha Jaja, Pa Pa Ba Ba Ma. So Pa Pa Ba Ba Ma is Pavarga, Pa for parishram, hard work, Fa, faint, I become very disturbed. Ba, useless, vyartha. Bhav, fear, bhai. And ma, mrityu, death. So pa, pha, ba, bha, ma is a pavarga, and we have to apavarga. We have to get freed from all these things. Pa, pha, ba, bha, ma, mrityu, death. This is the purpose of religiosity, that we do not take birth again. But when in the Western countries they wanted to bring people to make them do whatever they want to do, first of all, they said, that is it. This life is the end of everything. Finish. No birth again. Karma and reincarnation, they go hand in hand. Many devotees from the Western countries, they came to Krishna consciousness because they found the perfect solution of their questions. Why bad things happen to good people? I took a class of philosophy when I was in USA doing my PhD. So in that class, they teach students these confusing questions. That's their philosophy. Can Krishna can your God make a stone? Answer. And every year, every batch, every semester, they tell students these questions to remain confused for eternity. Can God make? If God exists, why there is a Satan? Answer this. Why God takes birth? Who is God? They put all these, they never provide answer. They say, no, the power is that you find out answers by yourself. Need not to ask anyone. Don't take answer from anyone. And one time devotees went to Srila Prabhupada, we were talking to these people, and the guy said, don't follow anyone. Have your own philosophy, have your own understanding of life, world view, make a difference in the life, make a difference in the world. Big, big things. And Prabhupada said, ask him, why we should follow you that you do not follow anyone? Why we should follow you? You are saying, don't follow anyone. So we don't want to follow you also, that do not follow anyone. So this is bogus philosophy, bogus answers. So in answering to the questions of the sages, scheduled incarnation of Krishna, Sud Goswami mentioned about the various incarnations in the 3rd chapter of 1st canto. And the Paribhasha Sutra of Bhagavatam was also mentioned at the end. When all the incarnations were said and done, then Sud Goswami mentioned that Etecham sakalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. Krishna's expansion and expansion of expansions is like the waves in the ocean. Krishna tu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna, you expand, you come, you incarnate, but when you come yourself, you are full. You are not avatar, you are avatari. You are not an incarnation, you are Krishna yourself when you come. Then they moved on, because this Bhagavad Purana, before we begin to read it, before we begin to understand the pastimes, we have to understand the power of Bhagavatam. The power of Bhagavatam, when Narada Muni appeared in 4th chapter of 1st canto, then it described about Bhagavatam. What is this Bhagavatam? Because Vyasadeva, the disciple of Narada Muni, he was despondent after putting together, editing all the Vedic literatures. And he was confused. And he was very much upset about himself. Then Narada Muni Guru appeared and he said, yes, you must be upset. You must be despondent. You must be confused. Because you have done Jugupsitam, the biggest offense you have done. And what Jugapatam you have done? You have engaged the whole humanity in karma kanda by writing these Vedas. You do this, you get this, you do this, you get that. Antavattu phalam tesham. By these demigods, whatever they give, it all ends with their death. Because their phala, antavattu, what they can give of this world, they cannot give us liberation. Mukunda only can give us liberation, mukti. So useless of worshipping of demigods. And you have engaged them. Now, better you just glorify Krishna and Krishna, Amalam, Puranam, Bhagavatam. Then Narad Muni, Vyasadeva started compiling the Bhagavatam, Amalam, Purana. So then, moving on then, after this 4, 5, 6 chapters, this happened. Now the Bhagavatam beginning, 7th chapter, son of Drona punished. Why? It's a whole big Mahabharata, and now Vyasadeva is starting with son of Drona punished. 7th chapter. Why he is doing it? Because he wanted us to bring to the point of understanding why Parikshit was cursed. Why? And then Shukdev Goswami came on the spot. And son of Drona punished. Why son of Drona punished? Because he tried to kill whom? Son of Drona punished. Ashwathama tried to kill whom? Parikshit Maharaj. Very nice. So, son of Drona was punished because of his try. He was trying to kill the son of Abhimanyu, Parikshit, in the womb of Uttara. So that's why, because now Parikshit got saved. Then Queen Kunti saw all of this. She was amazed. Aunt of Krishna, Bhuva. And she glorified Krishna like anything. That we interacted with you like you my nephew, but you are much, much beyond that. You are Vishwatma. You come again and again. You are not visible, but you are everything. So this is the point, what we have to understand. And then the story moved on. Chapter 9, Bhishma Dev passing away in presence of Krishna. Then Krishna began to leave Hastinapur. Then 11th chapter, Krishna began to arrive in Hastinapur. Very nice story. It's so pleasing, so pleasing. Look at, like they call it, Sachi Kahaniya, Manohar Kahaniya. There are magazines in which they describe somebody planned to murder, real story. People read it. But they are, they bring us bad from our side, outside. Like we have bad qualities, and they become enhanced by reading, watching those nonsensical criminal movies or crime pictures or scenes, and these nonsense magazines, and these songs, films, movies. By watching all of this, they agitate our mind. We avoid them. Like one time, my son was traveling with His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj from Pune to Mumbai in the train. And in the train they have all kinds of this video panel, and they begin songs and everything. And Maharaj said, "Oh, where's my headphone?" And Maharaj immediately got his headphone and put headphone on, and then put the on his eyes. He's sannyasi. Of course, his senses are controlled. He's a very advanced person. But still, he set an example to my son right there. How to duck Maya. It's not that, doesn't affect me. I can watch this, no problem. Maharaj covered his eyes. No, I don't want to see any of this nonsense. That's how we have to. We have to proactively act and defend. Because Mame prabadante maya me tam tarantu. Mama maya durattaya. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad-Gita, Devi esha gunmayi. Mama maya durattaya. My maya, my external potency, durattaya. Very difficult. We try to manage our situation. We try to manage our life. We try to manage the lives of who are dependent on us, our friends, our relatives, our children, our wife. We try to manage some. We think we are managers. We are trying to manage this whole system, governments. We think we can do it. Like Hanuman, when he was entering Lanka to find out Sita, what happened on the gate. And Hanuman, he was very clever. He took a very small form, masak saman roop kapidharahi. Mosquito-like form Hanumanji took. But then Lankini, she was blessed, given a boon, Brahma gave a boon to her that she can see anything passing through on the gate. That's why she was gatekeeper. And she recognized, oh, this is something Mayavi here. It's not mosquito, something bigger. She recognized and she said, come to the real form. You fool, you think you can fool me? Then Lord Hanuman came to his full form and put a punch on her nose. Immediately she vomit blood. But then she said, when Lord Brahma gave me boon, he mentioned the vikal hosite kapi ke mare. Whenever you become hurt or wounded by a punch of a monkey, then the end of Lanka will be there, and then that will be the end of your life also. After saying this, she said to Hanuman, Prabhasi nagar kije sab kaja. O Hanuman, you enter this Lanka and do whatever you came to do, whatever is your plan, execute it. But Hriday Rakhi Kausalpur Raja, you keep in your heart that I am not the doer. It's Lord Rama's power, his energy, his inspiration, his desire that I am here and doing this seva. This is the attitude we want to have. This is the understanding about life that we want to adopt. I am not the doer. Whatever is happening to me, because sometimes I begin to think, Krishna, I know you want to purify me, but I am very poor soul. Okay, give me some troubles, and I have a list. You can give me this, you can give me this trouble, you can give me this trouble. And Krishna says, no, for your purification, I won't give you a difficulty, trouble or problem which is on your list. I will give you something which you never thought of and wasn't on your list. And then that test, as a devotees, we have to pass that test by staying full Krishna conscious, staying fully in Krishna consciousness, and never think that Krishna is not with me. Krishna is with me. Krishna is always with me, like a shadow. Sometimes we mistakenly think, I have been chanting for last so many years, and here are the set of problems I am dealing with. I want to leave this chanting. I want to leave this temple. I want to leave this Krishna consciousness. That could be my mood, but that's not what Krishna wants us to do. If by these difficulties we leave Krishna, then this problem is coming from Mahamaya. And when we want to stick more to our service, no problem. You're testing, and here I am. I will just like mother, she slaps a child sometimes, or spanks a child sometimes. Child cries, but then he comes back to mother and embrace her again more tightly. He's crying, but embracing mom. Never leaves mom. Never. Same way. Devotees, when they are in difficulty, they become more and more intense Vasudeva Bhagavati bhakti-yoga prayojita janayati ashu vairagyam jnanam chajad hetu. Vasudeva Bhagavati, Vasudeva Krishna, Bhagavati, Lord Vasudeva Krishna, bhakti-yoga prayojita. Again, the same point. Bhaj dhatu, prayojita. I want to become engaged or entangled or just around Krishna, around devotees, doing something productive, peaceful, not disturbing anyone, not causing any harm to the organization, any harm to the devotees. I want to do seva, but in a very, very humble mood, submissive mood. If we don't do that, it won't help much. We become more arrogant, like this Pralambasura, who is arrogance, ego personified. And by hearing his pastime, like Pralambasura, in this game, we don't have time, like in a small Krishna's games, whatever different games he plays, because in text 10th canto, 10, 10, 11. So in this verse, 10, 12, 7 to 11. These 5 verses of 12th chapter of 10th canto, that describes all the games which Krishna used to play. All the boys would be differently engaged. Some boys blew their flutes, others blew bugles made of horn. Some imitated and buzzing of the bumblebees, and others imitated the voice of cuckoo. Some boys imitated flying birds by running after the birds, shadows on the ground. Some imitated the beautiful movements and attractive postures of the swans. Some sat down with the ducks, sitting silently, and others imitated the dancing of the peacocks. Some boys attracted young monkeys in the trees. Some jumped into the trees, imitating the monkeys. Some made faces as the monkeys were accustomed to do, and others jumped from one branch to another. Some boys went to the waterfalls and crossed over the river, jumping with the frogs, and when they saw their own reflections on the water, they would laugh. Here, in this beginning 10, 15 verses of this chapter, all these Krishna's activities, how he is having fun, how he is playing with his friends, they would also condemn the sound of their own echoes. In this way, all the cowherd boys used to play with Krishna, who is the source of all the Brahman effulgence for the Jnanis, desiring to merge into that effulgence, who is the supreme personality of Godhead for devotees, who have accepted eternal servitorship, and who, for ordinary persons, is but another ordinary child. The cowherd boys, having accumulated the result of pious activities for many lives, were able to associate in this way with the supreme personality of Godhead. How can one explain their great fortune? Bhagyavan. We are Bhagyavan. We are here in ISKCON. Lord Krishna, he descended as Lord Chaitanya, Yug Dharma Sanstapako, and he mentioned, my commander-in-chief will come. He came, established ISKCON, bring peace to the whole world, brought sanity to the whole world. He is Jagat Guru. He founded ISKCON. He translated books for us. Many temples do seva, become purified. Lord Chaitanya, his commander-in-chief, is sitting here. His disciples are here. Disciples of disciples are here. We are initiated. We are looking for initiation. We are engaging in bhajan kriya, listening, chanting. Nobody, these cowherd boys, very fortunate. But we are not, of course, we are not that fortunate, but we are not less fortunate either by associating with Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada, devotees, and ISKCON. Hare Krishna. So, any questions or comments?
If the mind is giving trouble, then who decides to control the mind? Does the mind control itself? Another intelligence? If the mind is you make a resolution, but then you become weak in mind, and where does the force overcome the mind weakness?
Yes, mind acts through senses and intelligence controls the mind, and this is the system, but on top of that mantra has two words, man and tra. Man is mind, tra means to deliver. To deliver the mind, we chant mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. We cannot control the mind by artificial means. We have to engage our mind. We have to think of our seva. We have to focus on whatever. Seva is not big or small. Seva is not big or small. Even the sweeper in the temple or even in front of temple road, they are doing seva. Seva is how to make my service better and to the next level. That is how we can engage our mind. By dhyana is not practical. Arjuna rejected that process in 6th chapter Bhagavad-Gita, that my mind is like more powerful than me, I cannot control. And the meditation doesn't work. So only mantra meditation, only meditation on the sevas, we can control our mind by associating with like-minded devotees. Fine, we have to do seva. We cannot avoid it. We must think of our seva, like those who make garlands, those who clean here, those who attend Bhakti Shastri or Bhakti Vaibhava, various means. Find out your inclination, engage in that inclination, seva, and be humble and peaceful. We don't want to offend anyone. We want to chant nicely. If there is any conflict, we just avoid. Next, any other question? Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
We are not doer. Still, when we go through the wonderful service, we appreciate and glorify the service. But still, we know he is not the doer.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Don't talk here though. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna